What up?
Okay, no, good. Okay, come on. Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
We are men on film. The topic today, we talking about homophobia. Okay, homophobia in this nation. I mean, it's a
Right.
worldwide debate. It's a worldwide topic, and there's been several movements that have taken place that have been really broadcast across the media as of these last several years, and it's something that we need to talk about. I have views. He has views. And the whole reason this came about is because we just haphazardly came upon the subject and started talking about it, and we realized that we really had some different point of views. Okay? So when it comes to the question of homophobia, the first question is it all or nothing? When it deals with homophobia, is it all or nothing? Meaning, if you are not, quote unquote, for gay rights, and or in support of gay marriage or in support of other issues, does that make you homophobic? What do you say?
I would say absolutely. Homophobia is, it just doesn't have the ism attached to it, but it's another ism. Just like racism, it's another. So if you're not for, my thing is whenever you're not for social and civil rights, then there is an ism attached to it. So I would say definitely yes. But what do you think?
I don't think so, but as the whole topic spurned, I'm labeled as homophobic because, you'll never see me with a picket sign protesting against gay people. But at the same time, I'm not necessarily marching for them either. And so with that definition alone, yes, I guess I must be homophobic according to the societal definition. But my personal thought is to have a fear, a phobia is to have a fear. And I'm not scared of the LGBT community. That's why I think the labeling, the whole title itself, homophobia, is an unfair categorization of people. Because there's arachnophobia. Some people are scared of spiders. Some people are scared of clowns. But in my case, I'm not scared of gay people. So a phobia I don't have.
But let me ask you this. So when you say I'm not for gay rights, then what is it that you're not for?
Right. Good question. I haven't given a thought to it. I don't have a thought to it. And so, again, I'm not picketing for or against. It's just a moot point. If you want to get married, handle your business. Get married. If you want XYZ rights, then so be it. You got it. I guess the whole thought process was framed around the comparison, or the question that's also asked is gay the new black? Which is, I guess, made me think lead into that process because it was infuriating to me to try and lap the two in together. There are similarities, absolutely. There's undying similarities, but until you can be pulled over because you're gay, you can't say it's the new black. Until you have economic depression, you can't say it's the new black. Until, again, there are many who can walk amongst society and never be known as being gay, where I don't have the luxury of not known as being black. And that's where the whole thought process.
I hear what you're saying. Let me jump in here real quick. And here's where I'm going to disagree with you because the only difference is what you can see. So the moment a person can see something that they have a systemic or a social view against, they have the ability to discriminate against. So because I can't see gay, but if I can see a person that might be transgender in a vehicle and I have a phobia, then I can pull them over. It's just like black. And I can choose whether to hire or not hire, which financially discriminates against, the LGBT community. Like, there's violence, there is, social issues, there is, voting issues. I mean, you take issues where there are people that are stepping out saying you don't have the right to get married. They said that to us at one point. And the same group of people that were against us were using the same, sorry to say, but the same excuses that you're using right now that are saying, well, I'm not really against it, but, I'm just not really for it. I really don't care. My thing is, when it comes to social justice or social issues, if you're not for it, then you are against it. You know what I'm saying? So when you say, is it all or nothing? Yes, it is all or nothing, because when it comes to human rights, and they are human beings, they have the right to have, live, and do everything that we do. The Constitution says, the right to pursue happiness, right? To pursue happiness. So whatever transpires that allows them to get towards that goal is their God-given right as human beings. And we as human beings don't have the right to stand in the way of that right. Another human being doesn't have the right to look at you in the face and tell you you're not human. They did that to us at one point. They told us we were 3/5 of a person. They told us that we didn't have the right to vote. They told us we didn't have the right to marry. They told us we didn't have the right to, to live in certain communities. They told us we didn't have the right to go to certain schools. They told us we didn't have the right to have certain jobs. The only difference between the gay and lesbian community and the black community is I can see you're black a mile away. But once I figure out that you're gay, I can treat you differently. Just like people that were light enough to pass back in the day. They were light-skinned enough to pass. But the second I knew you were black, the way I treated you changed. And that's why I believe gay is the new black. And it's unfortunate because America, a country that's supposed to be about freedom, that's supposed to be about opportunity, unfortunately spends more time and energy focusing on who they can disenfranchise and oppress.
Great point. Great point. So, again, it's a hell of a debate. We don't have all the answers, but it's one that's current. It's in front of us, and you got extreme sides on both sides. Say what you want. We here at the Book of G are about social advocacy, social change, and so the topics, the hard ones, has to be discussed, and this is one of them too. So with that, make sure you weigh in on this. Let's talk about it. Let's get your ideas and feedback on how we can make this better.
Let me ask you a question, Joe. What G just said, did it make sense to you right now?
It made perfect sense. It made perfect sense. And so what's going to have to change ultimately is a thought process. I guarantee you, I'm further now than I was before. So over time, it's an evolution. It takes time.
Right.
Again, because it used to be a gay dude. I always had to speak louder whenever I knew I was talking to somebody gay, because my thought was if I didn't talk to him in a certain fashion, that I was going to be considered gay too. And that's changed.
And you know what the funny part about that is? You said that I'm not afraid of that community, but that comes from fear.
Come from fear.
That comes from fear.
And so it's an evolution.
Right.
So again, maybe I have a lot farther to go, and I'm willing to admit that. On the same token, there has to be some. I think this just has to be a different classification, though, between homophobic and not tripping, if I could use a ghetto term. So that's my 2 cents on it.
And the Book of G, we all about education, so we can't educate each other or, even educate us without your dialogue. Please weigh in. We would love your conversations and feedback on this topic because we have a long way to go. We have a lot to learn and we have a lot to discuss.
There it is.
Boom.
Hey, each one reach one. If we say something that sparks a nerve, please. We love the likes. We need the likes, but we also need the shares. Let's get this message. Let's get the Book of G out there for more people to see. Hit that share button.
Please.
And hit us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, everything at the Book of G. Until the next one, I'm G Williams.
I'm G Lewis.
Book of G. Peace.
Boom.